Most people know Singapore as a land of skyscrapers, hawker food, and Chinese culture. But a TikToker living in Canada recently pointed out something uncomfortable: how Singaporean Indians often feel invisible, not just overseas, but even in the global image of what it means to be Singaporean. This sparked off a much-needed conversation. Her name is Rohini, a 27-year-old Singaporean who moved to Canada 8 years ago. In her video, she responded to a comment from someone who genuinely didn't know Indians lived in Singapore. That's right, they thought Singapore was only Chinese people. Rohini didn't just brush it off. She made it clear, Indian Singaporeans do exist. In fact, they make up around 9% of the population and are deeply rooted in Singapore's history. Their presence isn't new. Their culture isn't borrowed. They've been part of this country since the very beginning, building it, shaping it, growing with it. But here's where things get tricky. While growing up in Singapore, Rohini never had to explain who she was. She spoke Singlish like everyone else, went through the same school system, and shared the everyday experiences that make life here feel familiar: the food, the festivals, the unspoken rules of being Singaporean. But once she moved to Canada, things changed. Rohini often finds herself explaining her identity to people who can't wrap their heads around how someone brown-skinned could be from Singapore. It's not just confusion, it's disbelief. And that disbelief, over time, turns into something heavier, something she calls a kind of invisibility. What's even more unique about her story is that while she's Tamil, she doesn't fully relate to Tamil communities in other countries. Why? Because Singaporean Tamil identity is different. It's not just a copy of what you'd find in India or Sri Lanka. It developed here as a minority within a multicultural system. She says many young Singaporean Indians don't speak Tamil fluently anymore. They don't grow up watching Sun TV or VJ TV. Instead, they watch Vasantham. Their music, media, even their slang, it's all shaped by Singapore. So when they're abroad, they don't always fit into Indian or Sri Lankan circles. They're not Indian enough for some, but back home, they're sometimes seen as not Singaporean enough by others. That in-between feeling can be tough to navigate, but it's not all negative. Rohini also shared how refreshing it feels to see people who look like her in makeup ads, on TV, and on billboards in Canada, something she finds sorely lacking in Singapore. Representation matters, and overseas, she says she sees more brown faces in mainstream media than back home. Still, racism exists. She's been told to go back to your country, a phrase that stings especially when your home is being questioned. So through her TikTok, Rohini is trying to shift the narrative. She wants people to understand that Singapore isn't a one-race country. It never was. And Singaporean Indians, with their vibrant cultures, languages, and traditions, deserve more visibility, not just in Singapore, but globally. She ended her message with pride. Pride in her roots. Pride in her country. Pride in being both Indian and Singaporean. So here's the big question. How can we create a world where Singapore's multicultural identity is fully seen and understood, not just by tourists or textbooks, but by global media and everyday people? If you find this interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel 2230.